Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Continental Podcast. Today it's me alongside Think Park, and we talk about the third place game played at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, France versus England. So let's just get straight into it. What did you think of the third place game?
Yeah, I mean, for a third place game, I think it was quite entertaining still. I mean, what a game of football. I know there was not much stake in it, but yeah, I mean, both teams just felt like they were kind of like they were like having fun with it. And yeah, like for the first half, we were seeing like France play such a high line. I mean, that's why they were like leaking goals like that. But yeah, starting off, had a missed pass, and then that led to a goal from Rice, and then quickly after that, I mean, I think Turkey had a shot as well, but that was saved. And then after that, Saka, he had such a great game today, but he first off had an offside goal. He had an offside goal as well, which I think Theo Hernandez kind of knew. So great from him. And then yeah, the goals just felt like they kept on coming. I mean, it was just like shot after shot. And after that was the Konza goal, what a header. And then we were seeing some chances from France, but yeah, they weren't like really converting it yet. I mean, I recall like seeing a Mbappe shot, and but yeah, going to it, and then one of the one of the shots I really wish was a goal though was like the Rashford shot. Remember moment, like the one where he did like a loose skill before.
The
Yeah,
long
that was
shot.
a nice attempt. Yeah, that was a nice attempt, but yeah, sadly it was not. And then after that, then we see Saka finally score goals. I mean, he scored two as well. And yeah, I mean, what a game from him. You know, he always been, he always been memed a lot that he never really scores much. But yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good game for him to like finally score some goals. Yeah, and he scored like two as well. Yeah, he scored two before the second half. And then yeah, speaking from the France side of things though, I feel like we kind of seen like because of the defense, they were playing such a high line. They were like just it was just kind of everywhere. I mean, the defense was bad, especially for one of the Saka goals. I remember like yeah, like I think it was a play between Rashford and Saka, and the defense, bro. You would expect like Kunde to do a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know what was that defense. And Konate, he had a stinker as well. I mean, I think Madrid fans won't be happy with this one for sure. I mean, seeing one of their new signings kind of play like that. But yeah, the defense was horrible. And then in the second half, then France brought on Upamecano, which I think was one of the better players for France. Definitely. I mean, the first thing I recall of seeing Upamecano was like him dispossessing Watkins, and then that kind of build up helped create the Mbappe goal, which was a Olise assist as well. And by the way, I'll talk about Olise later because there's been a lot of debate about him. But yeah, and then going to that, and then there was like, do we finally see like France step it up as well? And then uh, quickly after that, it was another Mbappe and Olise link up as well. I mean, it wasn't that quickly, but there was another link up, and I think that goal was really beautiful because wow, like the link up between Mbappe Olise, we've seen like quick passes between these two. Yeah. And before that, Barcola also scored, and I was happy because Barcola again, one of the guys who always got like memed for not scoring and missing like easy chances, but at least he put that in. And then after that, I think this was one of the things which kind of led to like many people criticizing Olise. Was one of the miss he made. It was like a quite close miss, and while I do think like he should have scored that, I don't think the hate he's getting is justified though, because at the end of the day, this game doesn't really matter. So, and he still had like two assists. Like I said, for the second goal, I really think the play he did was beautiful, and at least he was still better than when he played versus Spain. So, still looking at it, I still think Olise had a great performance overall. But yeah, the last thing was at the end was like Gusto, he gave away, he gave away a penalty, which Saka scored it, and then it became a hat trick, which is crazy to me. I mean, Saka hat trick, like, it just kind of feels legal to kind of hear. But yeah, he scored a hat trick. And then to end it off, it was a Bellingham goal. I mean, do I really have to say much? I mean, what a run it was. What a beautiful goal. But yeah, what do you think of the game, Moment?
Yeah, so I think speaking about the game, in simple words, you could say like the first half was all about England, and second half was perhaps more about the French. Starting off, I think England really, they showed perhaps a kind of attacking intent in this game after the criticism that Tuchel like he had from the fans. In this game, he really, tried to, put out a attacking formation and attacking mindset, which I think worked quite well for them. In the first half, I think the English defense was doing quite well. Gui, he made a goal, perhaps not a goal line clearance, but he made a good clearance. Although Henderson did have a touch on it, but still it was going in anyways. He made that save, and then they in the first half they had Mbappe and only shot of them perhaps kind of locked up because they weren't really getting much opportunities. The defending was quite well, and I think in England's this World Cup journey, I think in the back line, Jet Spence has been the most standout player for them, as we saw him in the semifinal against Argentina as well. He defended quite well. He made good runs, and in this match as well, he made good runs. He won a penalty later on as well, and yeah, it was a good game from him. And speaking about France, I think this match basically really exposed their backline because no Pamecano, no Dean, no Kunde, yeah. So the absence of all these players really really hurt the French backline. I think they were just leaking goal like crazy. Hernandez he isn't as good as people think he is. Lacroix he was okay. Konate absolutely horrible. Gusto he was all right at times. But yeah, it was a collectively a very bad performance from France. Even in the midfield, Rabiot and Zaire Emery, he was nutmegged by Rashford before he took on that shot, which was saved by Mainan. But yeah, it was still a great attempt. And as you mentioned that the I think it was the second goal of England. No, it was the third goal of England, which Rashford and Saka combined, and as you saw, there were like three French defenders at the back. They could have done better. I don't think Koundé was on at that time. I think that was Malo Gusto who were in goal. I think he could have maybe done better with the clearance. But yeah, things didn't really
Wait, did I
work out.
say Kunde?
Yeah, said Koundé.
Oh shit, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, so Koundé wasn't. He came on at the very last, actually last 6 minutes or something. That
Yeah,
too
it
in the
was a
added
mistake. I
time.
was lagging.
Yeah. So yeah, it was perhaps a good attacking display from England in the first half. A very poor display of defense from France, and then the second half, uh, it's obviously it was obviously the farewell match of Didier Deschamps. I think he's been the coach for 14 years of France now. Yeah, what a crazy ride it's been. 2018 final, 2022 final, 2026 almost missed out on a final. One first position, second position, and now they finished fourth. So yeah, I would say it's been perhaps a good run as their boss, but yeah, this game just wasn't it. And then the second half, they made changes. They brought on Barcola. They brought on Usman Dembele, Upamecano, Dean. So yeah, I think Lucas Digne, like from his performance in the previous game against Spain, I think he did well perhaps in this game. So yeah, and yeah, as we saw how major of an impact Upamecano made. Like the moment, as you mentioned, he came on and he dispossessed Watkins, and then he created a chance, and then and I think it was the 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 Dembele goal or the second goal by Mbappe, in which he also, he came forward from the defense. He dispossessed the player, and yeah, he helped create the chance. But yeah, the second half, France really showed how good their attack is. Barcola, that was a great run and a great finish. Man, I personally just think they they made a deal in the halftime that they let Mbappe become the World Cup top scorer at this point, because in no way you defend like this in the first half, and then in second half you just suddenly leak goals. And yeah, I think that was a pretty crazy. I was gonna say almost one another bottle job by the English once again, but yeah, they managed to score two towards the end. But yeah, Olise, apart from their assists, I think he missed two or three good chances which he could have scored. A player of his caliber, he could definitely have scored, and maybe even won France the game. But I think the history of this third place match, I think the average goals in this match is four. So I mean, if you look at that, it clearly makes sense how why it's like the high scoring games, and it's mostly been a high scoring game. So yeah, but I mean this and about France. I mean, this could also show the fact that how they've been, how dominant they've been in their World Cup run. But as the criticism faced by Argentina that they have always, faced easy teams. I mean, you could say the same for France here as well, because as soon as they faced the top four teams, they lost both of the games. So yeah, I'm not, I'm not really sure what to say about that further. But yeah, it was a good game full of goals. Yeah, Konate, I think even in the friendlies, he's been horrible for France. He leaked one of the goal against Ivory Coast. And yeah, going towards the end, Jet Spence made a good run. Malo Gusto mistimed his tackle on a penalty. It was good from Bellingham to give it to Saka and to so he can complete his hat trick. He scored a good goal, a good penalty. And then at the very last, I think we saw Dembele making it four, but then Jude Bellingham with a wonderful run went past a couple of players and then nutmeg Upamecano to score the sixth goal for England. And yeah, in I think in 60 years, this has been England's best finish. In 1966, I think they won the World Cup, and after that, the third place has been their best finish till now. I believe. Yeah, it was a crazy game, and hopefully they can both these teams will now obviously focus on the Euros. France, of course, with the appointment of Zidane, he will be the coach from the 1st of September. And yeah, pretty exciting times ahead for France and similarly for England as well.
Yeah, I mean, going to it, I mean, this was Deschamps' last game as a manager, and what a run he has been for the France, the national team. I think his tenure was a great success. I mean, won the World Cup in 2018, 2022 finalists, and then this time still like semi-finalist. A great run, and yeah, with Zidane coming in, I'm kind of interested to see how the France team will continue to, because like Zidane obviously gets a lot of praise and stuff, but in my opinion, I think like his second stint at Real Madrid was kind of underwhelming. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I mean I think he won like two Champions League or perhaps three Champions League in a row with Real Madrid. Uh, Vinny, I haven't really seen him, getting a lot of praise for that, because I think that's a pretty big achievement. Even if you win back to back, like as we saw with Luis Enrique, he's done it with PSG, the club who hasn't had any UCL success before him. But I personally rate Enrique's back-to-back UCL wins more than Zidane's, because we know Madrid has won them before, and it was basically the first timers for PSG. So I think Luis Enrique has had more impact. But yeah, it cannot be underestimated his impact at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, I was asking about like your opinions on his second stint at Real Madrid, not his first one. Obviously, the first one was no doubt like one of the greatest ones ever. I mean, three Champions League. I mean, but yeah, but I was talking about like his second stint.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So of course, in the second perhaps appointment as the Real Madrid manager, I think yeah, if you of course look at their if you compare it with his first tenure, it's obviously hasn't been as good, but yeah, I think but yeah, but still, now he's appointed at France. France has some great players. I don't really see how he doesn't really, succeed in this French side, because I think it would be a really big disaster if he doesn't. They have some wonderful players, and even on the bench they have players like Akliuche, who hasn't played at this World Cup, but I think he's been really stepping it up for Monaco. India, and as the next World Cup approaches, we'll definitely gonna see more French players coming from the more French players coming to the national team. So yeah, despite is perhaps you could say a bad or such season at the second tenure at Real Madrid. I think he should do well at at France, because with this super team, I don't really see how any manager would fail. At least reaching the finals, because I think this is a very talented and a very stacked side, and it has a lot of depth. So yeah, if Zidane doesn't really get much success, I think that's purely on him. And so yeah, it would be crazy if he doesn't get much success with this squad.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say like his second stint at Madrid was bad. I mean, I just think it was underwhelming. He still did win the league once, I think, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I mean, I think like it will be harder from him to struggle for France definitely because I mean, yeah, I mean, we have said the France team, the depth is insane for the attack, obviously, and even for the midfield. I think in the next few years there will be like more talents coming up because we've seen like how like France have been producing ballers constantly over the years, and yeah, I think like Zidane will cook with this team. I think they in the next Euros or the World Cup, I think they'll continue doing very good. But yeah, and like you have said, if the France team kind of fails, it is probably going to be onto him unless like the team has sudden like big changes, which I don't think it will be. It will just be like more new ballers coming in and reintegrating with the current squad they kind of have. But yeah, and whereas for the England side though, I think there was news that Tuchel is going to continue until the Euros at least, right? And I've seen a lot of people who are kind of hating on this decision, but I personally do still think Tuchel is a fine manager for England. I mean, yeah, sure, we did talk about like how he shouldn't have, parked the bus that early that game, but I still think going forward, I think he can like do quite good in the Euros with them. Whatever do you think, Moment?
Yeah, I mean, as for Tuchel after his performance against Argentina, and how quickly he parked the bus, and and how basically he kind of made a comeback in this third place game. Although I mean, many would argue that it's still third place game, but still you are like facing France. So I think the team showed an attacking mindset, and they prove that they can may make a difference, play attacking football. So I think with the same attacking mentality, I think they should approach the Euros and keep Tuchel as the coach. And I think if once again if he doesn't really tries to park the bus and etc. think this England side has a very good chance of winning it, and I think it's basically since in their home as well. It's in England, if I'm not wrong, the Euro 2028, in the UK perhaps. So, and there will be a home advantage as well. So, yeah, with with the attacking mindset that they had in this game and with how the players performed, maybe they have to strengthen the defense a bit more because you just can't be leaking goals like that. No matter how big of a lead you have, still you have to strengthen your defense, so you put pressure on your opponents, on your upcoming fixtures, on your upcoming teams. So yeah, I think they should continue with this attacking mindset. I mean, they surely have the players for it. They have the depth, and yeah, I don't really see why not England winning the Euros.
Definitely, I think there will be still big hopes for Tuchel in the next Euros. But yeah, I mean, going a little off topic here, I just find it funny because when I think of it, I think Tuchel he did like better at Chelsea than he did at Bayern, which still seems kind of funny to me to this day when I think of it. But yeah, and then with that going, obviously the final it is in the few hours, and we already did our predictions for it. So, but is there anything you still want to add on before we end the episode?
Yeah, I mean, we could do some kind of a build up towards the final. And of course, this is a dream final for any Barcelona fan. Basically, Barcelona, Mr. Barcelona himself versus the future of Barcelona. One thing that's common in both the teams is that both the superstars of Spain and Argentina are both from La Masia. So, I mean, this just really shows how how good of academy that they have. So yeah, towards the build-up, of course, Spain. I think it's more like a 60-40 plus chance of winning, for 60 for Spain, 40 for Argentina. But of course, we have seen the monster, the champions mentality from Argentina. Don't really give up until the very last minute. And today's game and could potentially be Messi's uh, final game as an Argentine player. So I mean, although he has already won one, but I would really like him to get a second, and a back-to-back win would be just amazing. This would completely cement his legacy. And as uh, Peter Dury once said in his commentary in the 2022 World Cup final after Argentina won. And there will always be those who debate. The debate can rage on if you like, but you can't deny that he's the greatest of all time. So yeah, uh, so I don't really mind any team winning it, but it would be perhaps really heartbreaking to see Messi lose another final. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, obviously, again, I don't mind Spain winning the final, but again, personally, I do still really want to see Messi win his second World Cup. And one thing I want to add on is if Messi loses this game, right, they're gonna still like they're gonna like the haters are gonna act like they won the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like the hate he's Messi and Argentina is gonna get is gonna be insane. I think if they lose the match, so I think they will like banter a lot. They will be quite happy for it. And which I don't want to kind of see that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm still leaning slightly more towards Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there will be, if he wins, it will be rigged. If he doesn't win, he will be trolled. But I think he said this in an interview with the journalist. I think the journalist said that your career is a video game, and yeah, and he replied that he already completed the game in 2022. So yeah, but still, you see the the love, the passion the other Argentine players have. Of course, I mean there are most of the players in this team are those who have already won the World Cup with Argentina last year, but of course there are new players like Arco, Nico Paz, Simeone. So yeah, for those, I really hope they can, they win one as well. But yeah, this Spain super team, of course, it's not to be underestimated. Many people are once again bringing the Palestine conflict into this game, but yeah, I mean it's crazy how they just mentioned Argentina's history and then forgot how big of a colonizer Spain was. So yeah, I think it's just a double standard from the people who only just pretend they care about football when it's World Cup, and when the World Cup is over, they completely vanish from the scene like nothing ever happened. Yeah, I think it's these seasonal fans have basically completely ruined football.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like I've said, I don't think there is anything wrong with people who like only occasionally watches football and like big tournaments and stuff, like in the World Cup. Like, there's a lot of people. I mean, I have friends who are only tuning in the World Cup now, but they never watch football normally. There's nothing wrong with that. But when they start go on and then start campaigns and then start pushing like narratives, like they really know a lot, and it's just kind of crazy to me. And like you said, the Palestine thing is one of them. I mean, I'm still to this day seeing people like kind of bring up the Israel connections when it has been debunked already that it was from both sides. But yeah, I mean, people can continue pushing the narrative. I'm not really trying to let this, ruin my hype for it for the game now. So yeah, I'm still gonna just get like hype for this game. So yeah, let's not ruin our moves for real.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We saw the videos. Of course, there are people who are sharing it now from the Argentine people, like how they're they're supporting, they're like cheering for Palestine as well in this World Cup. But I think it's just crazy, double standards from the people. I mean, if you really care about, means a country, why do you like support England? Why do you support Germany? Why do you? I mean, the governments of obviously every country are like are not what people would want. They don't really represent what people think. And similarly, the thing is with Argentina, the many I think 60 or 65% of the people say that the government doesn't represent them. And but yeah, but when it comes to Argentina, people just think that the it's the people's fault as well. So yeah, it's pretty double standard from the seasonal fans. And I was thinking to myself, since Messi, basically went on that peace tour in like 2013, if I'm not wrong. If he really, if 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 Israel really had influence, why didn't he win the 2014 World Cup? Why didn't he win the Copa Americas? Why did he, lose the finals that uh the international finals that he played even after visiting the wall, as people assume? I think there's just one crazy, coping mechanism of the fans, of those who can't really, appreciate the greatness. On the other side, if we apply the same logic to Ronaldo, I mean, he also visited Israel, and if you look at, I think he visited in 2014, 15, and then in 2016, 17, and I think 18 or something, he won three consecutive UCL. So I think this should raise more questions if people really assume that's the case. But since it's Ronaldo, so nobody is gonna talk about it really. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, I mean, going back in history, obviously we remember like 2014 losing the World Cup final and then the back-to-back Copa America losses, but those weren't rigged because he didn't win it. But yeah, and then speaking of the UCL. I mean, we still remember like there were like so many bad refereeing decisions in like those UCL games. Remember, like the final against Atletico, I think it was a 2016 one, and even the one I remember the most is the against the Juventus one. You know how Quadrado like he got sent off or something. I think that's the one I still remember the most to this day. But yeah, like we have said, bad refereeing decisions were made then, but again, it's no problem because at the time it was Ronaldo winning, shining. So, but because now bad refereeing still exists, but because in Argentina game it happens. I mean, we already debunked like this so many times it was valid already, but if people still really want to push the bad refereeing narrative, we have seen it all in other games as well, but it's never a problem then. So, but yeah, with that, I think we shouldn't like let this run
Yeah,
out
we should.
like mood for now. Like it's a final in few hours. I'm hyped for it. You are hyped for it. So let's have good vibes and hopefully everyone enjoys the World Cup final.
Yeah, for sure. We have the opening ceremony in, I think, 2 hours from now, and then the game in 4 hours. So yeah, the cooperative vibes all around. Uh, we shouldn't really let a couple of seasonal fans, uh, kill the hype for the biggest tournament of the competition. So yeah, 4 hours until the big game. So I think this is where we should end the episode. We can get preparing for the final. Yeah.
Yeah, catch you on the next one.
Yeah. See you all on the next one after the final. We will talk about the final and perhaps some more talk regarding the overall World Cup as well. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
hopefully
that's
all
it for
five by
now.
then.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, all five of the guys are here. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you and goodbye.